Good afternoon, everybody. How are we? Are we good? Okay. So, as per usual, happy Wednesday. Happy hump day. Pretty confident it's Wednesday. We'll just wait a few minutes to get, allow a few people to find out that we're live. And then we will crack on with today's project, which I'm going to be doing in the 6x6 Dina Wakley journal. Okay. So, here we go. Alright, so I'm just going to continue doing a bit of fussy cutting while we wait, and then we'll work through what we're going to do today. Because I have set myself a challenge I'm not even sure I'm capable of doing. So there you go. Hiya Sue, how you doing? Hi Laura. Are we all having an alright week? Trying to get back to some sort of whatever your normal is. Hello Shireen. Sam will not isn't going to be able to join us. She might be able to later, but she's taken Abby to an appointment for me. Don't worry, it's nothing like that mother had to be essential for. So if you do need any links or anything, Shireen, I'm sure, will pop them in for us. Hello Muriel, how are you? Right. I'm alright, thank you, my duck. I'm not too shabby at all. Tired, didn't sleep very well last night. I think it's because Katie was back at school today and there was that paranoia of will my alarm go off. So, I naturally have been awake since 5. And I don't know why that bothers me, because I'm always awake by about 6:30 anyway, which is before my alarm is set to go off. I know, I'm a very weird being. Very weird being. Hello, Dawn. How are you doing, my love? Have you finished sorting all your pencils? Have you finished sorting all your pencils? Okay, so what I'm going to do today is, first of all, for those that missed it, I have actually finished the white Dina Wakley journal that I've been doing with you and over on the Be Crafty Facebook page. I have finally finished it. I did finish it by Christmas as I wanted to, and I've even done the cover and all that. I've just got to put some stuff on the inside, but as soon as that's done, I will be doing a walkthrough for it, but that will obviously be over on the Be Crafty page, but I might put it on here as well, actually, if I'm allowed. I'll check with the other admins. So what I'm doing today is I'm working on the 6x6 Kraft Dina journal. Now this has more pages in it than the white one, because they're not as heavy, because in the white one it's sort of like a 440 weight cotton paper, which is really cotton cardstock, which is really textured. It's got a real handmade quality to it, but it's very, very thick, so you don't get quite as many. So the Kraft one does have more pages, so if that's something you're looking for. But I will also say, if you are just starting out your art journal, I know January is a time where we all, might want to pick up something new or start something new. I do think the Dilutions ones are a great place to start, because you get so many pages, and the cardstock's really good, so you can rip it out and what have you. And for example, the Classics, which has got a mix of cardstocks, is really, really cool. All right. Hi Carol. Hi Noreen. Right. So what I'm going to be doing is today I'm not going to use any colour at all, okay, which is a really big deal for me. I'm going to be using Kraft card and black and white on it, okay. This is going to be really, really difficult for me, because I generally throw as much colour as I can at something, to the point where it can get, quite a lot. For example, let me just move these to the side. I did a layout in here last night. You can see that's quite a lot of colour on the Be Crafty page. And you can see that's quite a lot of colour. I did total rainbow doohickey on there. Right? No colour at all. I'm going black and white. I will say, just as a disclaimer, that is subject to change if I really, really hate it. I don't think I will. I have seen it done by other people and I really like it. But like Empty Space, is this going to be a Beverly achievable thing? Who knows? Right, so what I have done first of all, while I was starting to prep, I didn't have as much time as I thought I had. I have been making, I'm sure it was this one. Yeah, I've been using Dinkable set 6. So do you know what? We're gonna stick to that set of Dinkables in terms of templates. Okay, and I used the Leafy Vine. Now the cool thing about this, your set 6, so your sets of Dinkables are sets of 5. But in set 6, oh that was almost a bit risque, wasn't it? You have the innie and outie of this vine, okay, which is really great because it means you've got the mask and the template that you can do things with. But what I used to love doing mostly with my Dinkables, which I've sort of got out of the habit of, and that's no good, is, sorry, something's tickling my neck and I can't decide if it's hair or a spider. I'm hoping it's hair. If you hear a scream and it all goes quiet, that's because it was a spider. Is doodling with them, which is really, really cool. And I thought making some sort of 3D elements would be awesome. So I've got these here. So what I've done is I've just loosely doodled, only sort of messy doodled around these, and I used the template around these and then just cut them out again really loosely, sort of keeping that sort of relaxed edge, because I'm going to use the look from the Be Crafty Faces, and I'm going to use the handwritten words, and I've got Journal Art Elements 1. Okay, so we've got those and our Dinkable set 6, sorry. Oh dear. And I might also bring in some of my Bujo bullet journaling templates, because I'm going to do a sort of decorative edge. Okay, going down here. I'm going to cut the page. It's something I want to do more in this journal than I have. So we'll start with that, I think. I think that's a good place to start. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and size this up, which one's closest to that circle. And yeah, it's that one, as I thought. It's always a good start. That worked how I thought it would. Okay. So, and yes, all of my bullet journal templates have a B in the corner because they are bevs. Because when we were originally doing them, obviously Sam and I were both having a set. We were trying to make sure, and so we did like 3 sets at the beginning, one for Mum, one for Sam, and one for me. So it was just to make sure we all had the right one, basically. Okay, so these are really handy, again, like talking about starting new projects. If you're starting bullet journaling, and you've got a notebook, but you want to create your own boxes from scratch and stuff, these are great. You've got the circles, the squares, little squares for trackers, borders, all that sort of thing. They're really, really cool. Oh, my light went flickery then. Okay, so let me grab some scissors. Right, I'm going to go with these. They're definitely falling apart, but I'm going to try and... we're just going to cut the edge of your journal. Again, because of the sketchy nature of the stamp I'm going to put in these, it's really... I think I'm going to have to do this, aren't I swear I've used scissors before. Yeah, I'm going to do all this way, and then I'm going to turn it. Just to get these curves. And then we're going to loosely scribble around the edge. Because I think I'm going to have to construct this page slightly differently, because I want to use 3D elements, etc. You use those templates for your swatches. Yeah, that's cool. I need to do more swatches. Sam does lots of swatches, and obviously Lou Sims does lots of swatches. I need to do more swatches. But then I get distracted and I start colouring, and then I start playing in, and then I'm halfway into a page, and then I think, oh, I should do that. And then I do. And that's kind of how my thought process goes. It's really... and that's assuming there is a thought process going on. Right. So, the next thing I'm going to do, which is usually the last thing I do, is place the biggest element, okay? So I'm going to use my look. I haven't got her backing card out. I've left it in the folder, sorry. So you'll see when I stamp her, because I want to position her and then add in lots of other elements around her. Okay, including one of Sam's handwritten sentiments and things like that. Okay. Hiya, Kim. How you doing? And then, you know, we'll work around like that. So I'm going to go on with my Versifying Claire. So what's everybody been crafting with this week so far? Have you had any crafting time, or has it just been a case of trying to get everyone back where they're supposed to be this week? Things like that. Maybe back to work. It's a tough one the first week back, isn't it? I'm one of those, though, I have to say. I am very much aware that, you know, the best place for the kids are in school, blah, 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 blah. But I was thinking, yay, I'm going to get an extra few weeks with my girls. And then, no, they've got to go back to school. A little bit gutted. But I think that is a good sign. I think it's good. But I would like to say I don't judge those that go, crikey, they've got to get these kids back to school. There's no judgment from me for that. I'm a big believer in mind your own motherhood. Right, so I'm going to lift straight off. See, I knew I'd missed a bit. I knew it. Right, so here you have two choices. Okay, because you can see the ink's still there. I just didn't press on that bit. Okay, you can go back over the top, which is what I'm going to try and do. Or, because of the sketchy style, of course, you can go in with your micron. So I'm just going to move this a little bit so I can try and get over it. Obviously this would help if my stamp were cleaner. That's a bit better. Right, and then I'm going to fill in the gaps. Okay. First day back in the craft room. But you see, that's blooming close. Blooming close. So, if you want it solid, just go with your micron. This is the beauty of these stamps, because they are so sketchy. And I mean sketchy in a sort of an artistic way, not sketchy as in, wow, that's well sketchy. I'm just going to scribble these in. Oh yeah, she's fabulous. Okay. You'd not be brave enough to do that. Yeah, but if it all goes wrong, Kim, it doesn't matter. Just stick some over the top. And to be fair, I used to be really sort of, I'm trying to think of the best way to put this. I used to be very particular when I was crafting. When I was primarily a scrapbooker, I'd be so, everything had to be in a specific place. It had to all be done a very, you know, everything was balanced. I know this is probably seems like, Bev, seriously, you, no way, I know, right? Everything had to be, I'm just going to go in and put in some highlights. You could do this with your white Sakura if you've got those. I'm just using a Posca pen because this image was originally drawn with a marker, so it's got that width of line that, you know, means a Posca's fine if that's what you have. I'm just going to scribble on there a bit. Right, yeah, I used to be really particular. The things had to be even and balanced, and you couldn't have more on that side than you could on that side, or it had to at least be balanced. So, and you know, yeah, like I say, fussy, basically. Fussy is the word. Right, so I'm just going to take the scribbly circle from my Journal Art Elements number 1. This is the card here, so you can see this bits a bit better. So on here again, and these were drawn with a marker to go with her. Some were more of a fine end, but I've got a scribbly circle, these fantastic edges, which are great. And what these are for is if you love this sketchy art journal style, but you're not confident enough, or something, or you just like to be quicker, you know, that's also too. You know, you can use these to give that sketchy freehand look to your art journal pages or cards or anything like that, but it means you can repeat the same thing easier, which I like. So for example, at this moment in time, I want to put this scribbly circle in each one of these, okay? And obviously that would be hard to recreate the same one each time, but because with the stamp, you've got the stamp, you can create that sort of constant repetition to go down, which is awesome. Lost me rag. Okay. And then again, we're going to go back to our white Posca. You've been creating, sorry, I'm just having a quick look at the comments. You've been creating vintage tags. Oh, beautiful. Carol, sorting out my craft room. Fabulous. I spend so much time doing that. It's never sorted, like, you know. Rachel, me and my girl had a play with a jelly plate. I've got to have a play with mine. Lou Sims did a really good video with those with distressing, didn't she? Fabulous. Right, okay. I will carry on. I'm just looking and checking for some questions. Right, so we're going to do a bit of a scribble around about the inside. I need to get the ink going a bit more in my Posca pen. Probably gone a bit overboard, but that's okay. I'll tell you what I probably would have been a good thing to do on here. It's probably a bit of clear gesso, because the white is absorbing a bit. But that being said, it does look okay. I'm not really sure at this point. Okay. Who knows? Now, whilst I've got my Posca out, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get these 3 here. Now, like I said, so these are from Dinkable Set 6. Okay. So, actually, let me put my lid on my Posca. In Dinkable Set 6, you've got some really good repeated patterns. You've got the dots and stripes. You've got the stitches, which are really handy. You've got the leaf one, which is the one we're going to show you. You've got this zipper and some sort of birdie feet that you can also use as arrows, or bird's feet track. It's, you know, it's a really sort of multi-use one, that one. The zipper's quite fun too. So to create the leaves, okay, all I did was, with some craft card I have in sheets, which is actually a pretty good colour, comparative colour to these, okay, what I did was, with my Micron, okay, I took the mask section, because like I said, in the set you do get the mask, the template and the mask, okay. And all I did was, and I'm showing you how I did it because I don't want you to think it takes a long time, or I do it with any great precision, because I don't. Because if you skip a bit or a little bit moves, it's fine, or you skip over, it's fine, or there's an extra bit, it's not an issue. I so wanted to use these though, in this way. So we're just, and this is why this is great if you're just starting out, because the whole idea is to be sketchy, and it will, honestly, it will free you up creatively, not straining for that perfection every time. Okay, so there's your leaves. Alrighty, and then see what I'm doing right now. Sorry, hello Anne, sorry, I just saw you. What I'm doing right now is a technique Annie loves to do. You can find several on the Be Crafty blog over the past year where she's done that with these leaves. She is a leaf cutter renowned fiend. Okay, so on this one, I've started to put the white Posca on. But what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to add in another leaf as well. So we're going to do that for the other 2. And then we're going to have these to use as sort of 3D embellishments. But the cool thing is, you can also add in more. If you want, you can add in some zigzag bits. You can add in some dots. You know, you can really add to these. And if you want to just have fun with them and play with them and whatever, I think they're a really good thing to do that with. Because, you know, if it all goes wrong, lob off one of the leaves and just leave that as a bulb patch on the branch. You know, but you can, you know, you can try and follow these a little bit if you want, or you can just do loopies like in there. Oh, hello, a little bit of Posca on that page then. but it sort of really works with the sketchy style, the marker sketch of the look stamp. Okay, and that's what we want. So I'm just looking. My friend had painters in just to paint woodwork. It took 6 months. Friggin' hell. Is your friend Queen Elizabeth? Just asking. Asking for a friend. You know, so I imagine the woodwork in Windsor Castle takes a while. Right. Okay. Hi, Sam Reen. Oh, she lives in a bungalow. It's definitely not Queen Elizabeth then. She doesn't live in a bungalow. Right, so again, I'm going to put in some little extra leaves. But you could, of course, put these on top of each other to create a much thicker sort of thing. You could, you know, if you're going along a bigger journal or an art journal page, you could loop these, which I did with some doodle art stamps last week. I was on this one, wasn't I? You all impressed I still haven't added like a big splodge of blue or something on yet? I've got to be honest, the temptation is real. But I'm doing well, I'm doing well. The weird thing is, if this was onto a white page, and I said, oh, I'm just going to use brown and black and whatever, I think I'd struggle, because I do find white space so intimidating. You guys know I do. I find white space really intimidating to get over. But I think the craft card is just that little bit warmer. It doesn't look like, you know, it's just a lovely tone. And yeah, I don't feel intimidated by it. I don't worry, because I think it just looks so pretty anyway. Which, yes, I know is weird, because in the white journal it's lovely handmade texture. I tell you what, I am a mystery wrapped in an enigma. I'm also just a bit weird. So, you know. See, I did want a wider micron, but that Abigail has been bullet journaling for the past week. I mean, I haven't set up my January yet. And she's got fitness trackers and all sorts going on in hers. Now, I'm not saying I want a fitness tracker, but crikey. She's like well organised. Right, so this is going to be a multi-line border. I don't want just one, because that's just too much. Now, the cool thing about this is this page actually will have a flash of colour, won't it? Because unless I do this page behind in the same, you are going to have a flash of colour about it, which is really awesome. Alrighty, so I'm going to do a couple of little doodle notches on here as well, and some on there, just to like to highlight the doodle. Yeah, it's lovely, isn't it? And I'm really pleased with it. Right, so I think what we need to do first is I'm going to take the dots and stripes, which are also in, for example, Dinkable set 6. I'm going to try. I didn't guarantee anything. I would just like to point out at this juncture, I'm going to try, when I'm working on certain projects for lives, to try and stick to one set of Dinkables at a time, because I just think otherwise it can be too confusing for you guys, because you're like, well, which set do I get then? Because, you know, of all the things, I do understand everybody can't have everything. So, I am going to try. I'm going to endeavour. Right, so I'm going to use my white, my unicorn white. And create some dots and stripes on here. Oh, aren't they cool? Maybe a little bit there. Oh, that is fantabulous. I absolutely love it. And then I'm going to grab something else, I think, I'm going to use the bit of text. It's what my word? What have I done? I'm trying to think what word I've said now. I should really pay more attention to the things I'm saying. And use this sort of text stamp over the black text to create a bit of a mix mash. Alright, endeavour. Yes, endeavour. There we go. Sorry, I'm just going a bit dry. I need to drink squash. That was always a good quiz question before the new series came out. What was the first name of Inspector Morse? Oh, I know, right? Okay. So, I'm just going to... Now that I had a chance to dry a bit, I'm just going to go back over. A bit of fibre on the tip. And again. And here. Just highlight that up a bit. Your set of 4 dude lighthouses have arrived. Yes, they're so good. You will not be disappointed with the dude lighthouses. Because what I found most with people with the dude lighthouses as well, they buy the set for the birdhouse and whatever, because the others are more standard shaped houses. But then you realise it's actually like Villa Rose that you use the most. Because it's a nice standard shaped house that you can chop and change and whatever. Right, okay. So now I think we need to find a way to add these beautiful branches in. Now, I'm a big believer in the rule of 3. But I can't lie. 3 feels like a bit much here. Saying that I could lob. Do you know what I mean? The two actually feel good, and I'm a big believer in the rule of 3. What do we think? Do we think 2 or 3? Dominique Elliott, we're still waiting for your little parcel. It so should be there. Who won the double tournament? Well, here's the thing, Noreen, with the double tournament. Mr. Mark Green did actually video the double tournament. Do you know what? Whilst I'm waiting, 2 or 3, you have to decide. I'm going to add some washi tape on while I'm thinking. Mr. Mark Green did actually video the double tournament. However, it was very shouty, and some of the words used, Noreen, I'm just not sure are suitable for your delicate ears. You know. I mean, I blame that Alex Green myself, Sam's eldest. I do. He's just a naughty egg. He's really not. He's literally one of the best kids in the world. But, oh my goodness, we were yelling and shouting. And like I said, there were sweary words. And it was just, it was a bit much. So, although it was videoed, I'm not sure any of you are ever going to see it. Right, so I'm just going to put a little bit of that on there, because that still works within the colour parameters that I have set myself. Oh yes, that's quite nice. Yes, I do think the 2. I do think the 2. So, we'll get some collage medium. Yay! Because I'm actually going to try. Am I going to be able to stick these flat? I really want to stick them flat. And they can do that. We did enjoy ourselves. Thank you very much. But I tell you what, the animal double was hard. I say that. I did win animal double. And to my utmost shame, I lost. I was not the winner for Harry Potter double. I know. I feel like I let myself down. Let everybody down. That's what I'm debating, Sue. Do I cut down one bit to make it smaller? I think I will, and then try and place it. And if I can't find anything anywhere for it, doesn't matter. I'll use it on something else at some point. Don't know what at this juncture, but that's all right. And then bit over here. So I'm just wondering. See, I like it in the top right, but I'm just wondering if it's a step. Oh, Abigail's back. Yeah, I think we will put that up there. Because look, that's just going to... Yeah, it's going to stop it messing with my mind. Right, so let me just put a stack of distress inks on there for now. All good? Yeah. And then we'll put this. Good morning from Colorado. Wow, Donny, how are you doing? Cut it down the centre and down from the top. Well, it's too late now. I've chopped it. Welcome from Colorado. Nice part of the world that I've seen on pictures. I can't lie. I've never been. I have never been to the US at all. You know, I know this is the thing. I've never been to the US, and I know a lot of American citizens are very much like, oh, but like Paris is amazing, but obviously for us guys, it's next door. You know, we've been to France, yeah, but that's next door. I've never been across the Atlantic. Wow. Collage medium is there? Yes, the big ones have gone. Janie took them all, and you know they're not even in the next. They're not even in the next boxes at the minute. There was a sort of rush on collage medium last week that I had not predicted. Not that I can ever predict you guys at all. You're cold, but other than that, great. How are you? Well, in fairness, sweetheart, we are cold too. Obviously not your sort of cold. At the minute. Because it's not, we don't get that sort of cold really, apart from North Scotland. But yeah, it's the first, you can't see the top, sorry. But yeah, this is the first time it's really got cold this winter. It's been wet a lot. It's been really, really rainy. But it's just started to get cold today, and now I feel frozen all the time. Which is weird for me, because I generally don't feel the cold. Alrighty. So we need some words on here. And so I'm thinking Sam's handwritten words. I'm thinking right now. Like I say, Sam designed these. I've done it again, haven't I? I've moved it up a bit again. I think I've got my camera set up further up than normal, and that's the problem. So I'm going to go with some of Sam's words, I think. I'm thinking when someone says you can't do it twice and take pictures. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp it in black on white. And then I'm going to chop it up, almost like it so it's in a ticker tape style. What do we think? But I think we might need something to go over these soon as well. But we'll see how we get on. Right, so let me just move that to the side while the collage medium is drying off just a little bit. Just a little bit. As in, just a little bit, like Wigfield. Oh man, do you remember Wigfield? God, I used to love that song. I mean, I started to really dislike it towards the end because it was on everywhere, wasn't it? When it first came out, I really liked it. No, just a little bit. No, that was Gina G, wasn't it? See, I was thinking Saturday Night then. Anyway, I digress. I can't see where I've put my smaller block down, so I'm going to use this massive one to stamp this sentiment. Oh, it's right underneath me. You could have said, before I embarrassed myself. Done. I was in the army, I've lived in Hereford. Wow. I have lived in the village I currently live in. Scotland, several places. I have lived in Ayrshire, Renfrewshire, South Lanarkshire, and I've lived in Plymouth in Devon when I went to uni. So there you go. Oh, isn't this a good getting to know you thing? Marvellous. So yeah, so the sentiment we've selected of Sam's handwritten words set number 1, because there are going to be many more, is when someone says you can't do it twice, then take pictures. That's a good mentality. Sam has lots of little sayings she uses, many of which cannot be turned into stamps. I can't lie. Well, they could. Okay, let me rephrase. Many of which will not be turned into stamps. Because no. But she does have lots of these. There are. So we're going to do it. We're going to actually in and out it a little bit, so it's got a little bit of shape. So I think that's going to work better. Okay. When someone says you need to do a stamp with you absolute and then a choice of words to go with it. Yes. Yes. Now, for those of you that haven't heard this thing, so Sam and I, Sam started it. Now, it sounds like when Noreen put you absolute, that we follow that with an uncouth word, shall we say. A word unbefitting of us. And whatever. That's absolutely not true. Because we believe that you put an absolute in front of anything and it makes a fantastic insult. Sam's, how it began, was because she was going to insult someone and say you absolute, and then decided to go for a more family friendly word and called someone a salad. She went, you absolute salad. And therefore, you absolute was born. And we were basically... So we have been running experiments to see, is there any word that cannot follow you absolute and sound like an insult? Basically, no. If you put... There. You absolute in front of anything, it can become an insult. For example, you absolute pencil. There you go. You absolute pencil. That's a good insult. So yeah, so when you've cut your words up, assuming you want to, of course, you know, all you need to do is just play around, see where you want them to fit in. That one should have been down a little bit, so it's over the top of... Yeah. That covers the corner of that, but I do feel we've got a little bit of a gap here, and I'm not sure I can let that slide. Okay. What's another one? You absolute paintbrush. See, it just works. Because something Samantha is also a big believer in as if something is funny, you should laugh. So there you are. Right, so I need to find something to put in this gap. Right, what can I put in this gap? Let me just, I'm having a little look around me. Where's my dinkles? Oh, I know. I'm going to go back to my journal art elements. Okay. Because this little bumpity bump here, this is going to be absolutely perfect. And this here, ladies and gents, is exactly why when we started making our own range of stamps and things like that, I said they had to be clear. Because it's usually when I get to the end of a project, and this was the same when I was a scrapbook, mostly did scrapbooking and card making, all this sort of thing. There's a gap that I want to put something in. And I was like, well, yeah, but I need to be able to see where it's going. So, I'm just going to lift that up a sec. Because I think that line is going to go slightly behind that. And that is my page with no colour. Because, you know, sometimes it's just good to set yourself. Put that right in the middle there for you to look at. Sometimes it's just really good to set yourself a little task, a little challenge for yourself. Okay, it doesn't have to be for anyone else. That's the beauty of your crafting. It doesn't have to be for anyone else. You can be doing it just for you. All right, and that's what we like. And this is where Anne's going to come on in a minute and go, put down the white pen. Yeah, you and what army? I know, but come on. I think a no colour page by Bev is something to be pretty happy with. And I really am. And it does make me think, should I try, oh, that's got a bit twisted. Should I try and almost not recreate exactly, but do something similar on a white page, maybe with one colour, more of sort of like a monotone than monochrome, to give me a bit more confidence with white space, or clear. I shouldn't say white space. I should say clean, open space, because obviously I have black pages in my journals and blue pages in my journals, etc. in the canvas. But you know what I mean when I say white space. I mean empty space, really. Okay. So I'm really, really chuffed with that. So thank you so much for joining me today, guys. I think we're doing it exceedingly well already. If you need any help at all, please let us know. Ask on the wall or send a PM or anything like that. If you have been creating and making, also make sure you post it on the wall, because we would all love to see it. Not just me and the other admins and demonstrators that give you the lives, but all the people. I mean, this group is now nearly 13,000 strong, and everybody wants to see what you're creating. So, oh, hello. So do that. And as well, if you see something that someone else has created which you think is awesome, make sure you say, this is awesome, because you could absolutely make someone's day. Alright then, guys, thank you so much. Like I say, if there's anything else you can think of that you may need, let us know. Bye!